Hello to all you Autel X-Star owners and pilots. I'm going to show you a little tip or a little trick that I came up with to help you remember a very important setup or thing that you need to do before you actually fly or even power up your X-Star. If you're like me, and I'm sure most of you have done this at least once or maybe more, and that is and refers to forgetting to remove this little item right here, which is your little plastic gimbal lock. You got to remove that before you even power up your X-Star. Otherwise, because it does lock the gimbal in place, and as I'm sure most of you know, that during the startup the gimbal goes through some little tilts and ups and down moves, and if you have the gimbal lock on there and you forget to take it off, you could damage the gimbal itself. Maybe, I don't know, strip the gears or whatever they have in there. So I came up with a little thing to remind me to take the gimbal lock off. When this is sitting down, and because this is a fairly translucent, not real big, but a clear piece of plastic on the gimbal lock here, it's a little hard to see under here, so it's probably in your anticipation of getting your X-Star up in the air and flying, it's not too difficult to kind of forget that you have this on here and forgot to take it off. I've done it a couple of times and I didn't want to damage my gimbal, so I came up with a little thing. And this little gimbal lock, it is kind of hidden under here and it's a little difficult to see. So what I've done is came up with a little idea that helps remind me to take the gimbal lock off before I even power up the machine. Pretty simple, pretty inexpensive thing to do, but it might help you to not forget to take the gimbal lock off before you power up your X-Star and fly it. This is what I've come up with. I purchased this little flag. It says remove before flight, and I have it attached to that plastic gimbal lock. But it was very simple. I simply drilled a small hole right here into the plastic using a high-speed drill, a good sharp drill. And then just with a couple of ordinary key rings here, I attached it to the gimbal lock. And this is a good red color. I've seen these in kind of a orange color too. Red probably is the more traditional. And you see these a lot on regular aircraft, especially military aircraft. So before they fly, they have one of the ground crew go through and remove certain items, not just the little flags here, but the flag is, again, it's a reminder to remove something. And I found this to be a great little way to remember to remove your gimbal lock before you even power up your X-Star. So I'm going to show you what this looks like on the X-Star. Okay, this is what this little remove before flight flag looks like. And again, it doesn't interfere with attaching your gimbal lock to your camera and gimbal. And it just kind of hangs out there. And so when you set your X-Star down to get ready to take off or to fly, this just kind of hangs loosely here. But it's a nice, pretty bright red color, and it's hard to miss. So again, this is a really great reminder for you to remove your gimbal lock before you even power up your X-Star, because you don't want to ruin this gimbal and have to get another one or send it into Autel. But it doesn't interfere with anything here. You can still come in and remove the gimbal lock very easily. And once you've removed your gimbal lock, then yeah, you can go ahead and power up your aircraft and get it ready to fly. So I found that putting this remove before flight flag, attaching it to your gimbal lock, it makes it a lot more visible and easy to see, so it'll remind you, take off that gimbal lock before you even power up your X-Star and fly it. And when it's on the aircraft, I think it looks pretty cool anyway. And again, it's pretty visible. And a secondary thing that I found that you could use this for is this makes it very, again, visible. So that means when you do remove your gimbal lock, and unless you're in the habit of sticking this in your pocket, which is a good idea so you don't lose it, or more importantly, you just don't set it on the ground and lose it and accidentally step on this and break it. But this makes it very, very visible. And so if you do happen to set it on the ground and you start to look for it, you're going to see this remove before flight flag a lot quicker and easier than just looking for this kind of clear gimbal lock. So that kind of has a secondary feature. And again, when this is on the aircraft, I think it looks pretty cool anyway. So that's my little tip, and I hope you'll find this useful, and you'll look into getting some of these. And again, I purchased mine and found them on Amazon.com. So thanks for watching, and hope you have many safe and happy flights with your Autel X-Star.